border and Israeli communities from there against jihadi elements.
Itamar Ben-Gvir had his own unhinged statements to make. Now remember, let me just preface this by saying Ben-Gvir and other Israeli officials have tried to convince the international community and the American people that the whole reason why they're attacking Lebanon is because of the threat posed by Hezbollah. But get a load of what Itamar Ben-Gvir says. We must continue destroying houses in southern Lebanon, continue pushing residents away, continue eliminating Hezbollah.
Yeah, because in their head, all the residents of Lebanon is Hezbollah. Just like in their heads, every Palestinian was Hamas to them. Do you not understand who we're dealing with at this point? To them, every person of Lebanon is Hezbollah. They don't care. If they kill an innocent civilian, they'll tell you it's Hezbollah, just like they did in Palestine, just like they did in Gaza. Do you understand the pattern here? They're doing the exact same thing, and they're taking their land and displacing millions of people. But at least the Lebanese people got somewhere to go. The people in Gaza, they were just cooked. And then they just went into the tents. And here's the problem. They even start bombing the tents.
So in other words, that's right. Hezbollah, I got to mention Hezbollah. But pushing residents away, in other words, continue ethnically cleansing the Lebanese people from their own homes, their own land. We intend to continue doing that. Yair Golan, the left-wing Israeli politician, that doesn't really exist, says this morning, Israeli citizens are waking up to an agreement between the United States and Iran made over Israel's head. In one signature stroke, immense military achievements secured with the courage of our pilots and the blood of our fighters have been erased, while Netanyahu stood on the sidelines, weak, ill, isolated, and powerless. Wait, what did you guys accomplish in Iran exactly? Can you please lay that out for us in a detailed manner? Because the United States and Israel got spanked bad.
Whoa.
Okay, nothing got erased other than possible inflation for the global community because of the Strait of Hormuz continuing or remaining closed. But Cenk, your thoughts before we go to that fun mashup of media figures in the US freaking out.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's what's amazing about the state of Israel right now. Yair Golan is supposed to be the left winger, and he's like, we didn't kill enough. We didn't get enough war, right? What part of that is left wing? I mean, that's like the Israeli version of left wing. So they're like,
the problem with Israeli politics is that both sides won war with the entire Middle East. That's the problem.
We didn't take enough territory. And Ben-Gvir always does the confessions because he thinks, what are we bothering to lie to these guys for anyway? I'll say guys. We have them completely under, or almost now apparently not completely under our control, but enough under our control that we can just say it. Yeah, we're going to take their homes and we're going to take their land, and this peace deal is going to get in our way. That's why we love war. We're an out of control fascist state that loves war. And we want to take all your land and take your physical, literal homes. And if you defend your own home, we'll just call you a terrorist.
Yep.
And so we're going to talk about the Israelis here in America, like Ben Shapiro,
which is sick. That's what I always say, man. Israel always starts it off from the retaliation. Like I said, when it comes to the Palestinians, like y'all took their land. Well, you had the Rothschilds buy from up under them in the 1890s. Then, of course, by the 1948, and then you completely solidify it through World War II. And then the wild part about it is, like I said, you kick these people off their land, and then you walk in like you acted nice, let them let you in, then lock them out. Then you proceed to kick them off. You use Jewish terrorist groups to terrorize the Palestinians off their land, funded by the Jewish mafia. I mean, like, bro, what did you expect was going to happen down the line? You thought you was going to take that to the chin? And then in the 80s, you want to pop off against Lebanon and try to take their land, thus creating Hezbollah through your aggression. I mean, when did it become y'all fault? Why it always got to be the jihadists' fault when you guys create the jihadists?
But Shapiro also made it seem like, oh, well, we have to keep the war going because Israel hasn't gotten enough and the other side are terrorists. And he thinks that's like a clever ploy. We've already gone through this a million times. You can call them terrorists all you like. Israel's clearly the bigger terrorist. There's no question about that. They kill 100 times the civilians, have a worse civilian kill ratio. But they think, oh, we'll just tell the Americans the dirty Muslims and Christians are the terrorists and we had to steal their land. That's played out. So you can repeat that 100 times over to your remaining 3 listeners, but it's not gonna work.
Yeah, the Lebanese people have the right to defend themselves. And what emerged in a form of defense was Hezbollah in the 1980s in order to end Israel's occupation of southern Lebanon. And they succeeded in doing that. And Israel has been, trying to fight them and demonize them ever since. But make no mistake about it, Hezbollah wouldn't even exist had it not been for Israeli aggression and attempts at annexing land that doesn't belong to them. Now, with that in mind.
Exactly. It's like because they went to southern Lebanon and literally tried to take people's land right from them without, bro. And here's the thing. When they took the Palestinians' land, it was a little bit more cleanly done. I'm gonna be real with you. Even though they bought it from with under them and just bulldozed them out, I mean, at least they bought it. As fucked up as it is, bro. With Lebanon, they have none of that. They didn't buy it. They didn't purchase from with under them. They have no 3,000-year right to it. Nothing. They just went in there and just said, "Give me that. It's mine. It's ours now." When I mean, yeah, actually, they did use the same line because it was promised to us 3,000 years ago.
And let's go to the chorus of Israel first media figures in the United States who have engaged in simultaneous meltdowns. Take a look.
Israel will not be able to adhere to what would be a suicide pact. The Israeli people won't put up with it. The prime minister won't put up with it.
Yeah, look, Mark, look, I understand that you decide to wear your American flag pin because you didn't want to look too obvious with the Israeli pin today, but you're not speaking in American interest. You're definitely speaking in Israel's interest because, I mean, look, if Israel want to go handle their missile and proxies, let them go handle that on their own. That's not our interest no more. You're trying to drag us into your problems, and we're tired of it.
Should not accept it either. Because remember, Hezbollah has attacked us. And when Israel is forced to defend itself, including preemptively against Hezbollah in Lebanon, and remember, they're not at war with Lebanon. They have a peace deal with Lebanon. They've never been at war with Lebanon.
Israel is going to have to respond to terrorism.
Hold on. Then why are you bombing Lebanese people? And then when you bomb the innocent Lebanese people, then you call them Hezbollah. Same thing you did with the Palestinians. That's the problem with you people. It's like, bro, the way y'all carry out war is atrocious. It's like y'all literally sit there and carry out, bro, like, what's the best? Well, collective punishment.
Across its border, as we'll see, if the United States is going to suddenly become an advocate for the idea that Israel can't defend itself, then this is a giant L for the United States and for our allies. If you keep sending the signal to a terror-backing regime that chants death to America, that you want.
Why do they chant death to America? Because I always hate that argument. They chant death to America. Yeah, because we've been interfering in their government since the 50s, dude. And we've overthrown an elected official. Then we put in our little government puppet to run them. And he did it with a heavy hand. So they didn't like that and they overthrew him. And then right after they overthrew that government, or overthrew that dictatorial Shah, their king or whatever, then we went ahead and funded Saddam to go ahead and invade them, which in that war cost them about what, 500,000 to 1 million lives. You don't think they remember that, bro? Like, let's just keep it real. Like, come on now. That's why when they say, well, they say death to America. Well, why do they say that? Like, what? You act like we just over here innocent, like we didn't kind of brought that upon ourselves. And I'm not saying that I want them to do it. No, but I mean, if you're going to sit there and talk about it, well, let's go over why they say that. And don't be a crybaby about it. Because I'm telling you, if the country did the same thing to you, you'd be saying death to them as well.
To deal with them so badly that you're going to tell our allies in the region to stand down. You are giving them an enormous amount of forward momentum. And that is a huge mistake.
There's talk of a reconstruction fund of hundreds of billions of dollars. They'll be like doing a Marshall Plan for Germany while the Nazis were.
Marshall Plan for Germany's crazy, bro. Don't do us like that. But yeah, it is. Even I kind of agree with them a little bit, but not for the reasons of, oh, poor Israel. I'm doing this for, my country's image on the global stage. This is about my country. I don't give a fuck about Israel. It's like, yo, no, this deal makes my country look bad. It embarrasses us on the global stage, and it's most likely coming out of taxpayer dollars. That's why I care about this. That's why I don't like the deal. You guys don't like the deal because it makes you have to cut y'all shit. And you now can no longer hide behind us fighting Iran, and now Iran can directly go at you. Like, this is what you guys are mad about. You're mad about it because you're Israel first. I'm mad about it because I'm America first.
Still in power.
Here's the problem, though, Mark Thiessen. Equating the IRGC with Nazis really cheapens the severity and the barbarism that was carried out during the Holocaust. But, Thiessen can't help himself.
When I started this show, I didn't think I'd end up running an online merch store too.
I'm weak. All right, let's skip ahead on this one.
YT.
What do you think?
Yeah, I like how they've dropped almost all pretenses at being Americans. They're like, this is gonna hurt Israel. America can't do this to Israel.
Literally.
Wait, I thought you guys cared about America. And then like they drop in a little thing like, well, America.
Here's the thing, though. That's all I've been trying to say about these guys. That though they're not America first, they're Israel first. And you guys need to low-key get that. You need to recognize these people because they're masquerading as America first or MAGA. Like, you understand that, right? Like, these pro-Israel guys, they're what destroyed MAGA at the end of the day. I want to let you guys know this. And because you guys aligned with them, that's why MAGA is destroyed. That's why MAGA is not where it's supposed to be right now. Because you went all pro-Israel on us. And they've never been America first. They've never been make America great again. They're about making Israel. They're about MAGA. They're about making Israel great again. They're about putting Israel first. And you guys walked right along with them with that. That's why we looking at y'all crazy. That's why when we separated y'all, we created the mantra of America. Well, we went under the mantra of America first. Why? Because we see that's what you guys were lacking.
America would also be hurt because Israel would be hurt, and you guys are dogs. Like,
it's amazing.
No, I mean, they're totally telling on themselves, right? I mean, if we did a show where we're like, you have to do this for Turkey, then this will hurt Turkey. America, you better get back into war for Turkey. People would be like, what? Even if, like, although Turkey's a NATO country and arguably could make that argument legally and technically, right? But it would seem so weird if we demanded that, or some other show demanded that America work for Nicaragua. But they do it every single day. And then they go, oh no, it's okay, we're allowed to, because then we'll just throw out this dual loyalty trope, right? And you're not allowed to say it. No, I am allowed to say it. I will tell you right now, I don't even think they have dual loyalty. I think they only have loyalty to Israel.
And by the way, I mean, look,
I mean, let's be real.
People are.
If they had any loyalty to this country, they would honestly be in support of this deal. Like, I'm in support of the deal. I may not like how it's done. I may not like I may not like it all that much, but I'm happy that this is stopping. I am happy about that. I may not like the deal all that much, I'll be real, but I suspected that this is how the deal was going to be because of the way the war was going. So, I'm mad that I'm right, but I'm also happy that, this war is coming to an end.
Probably not going to love that I say this, but I'm going to say it. If you are an immigrant to this country, right, and you're fortunate enough to be here in the United States, I just don't think you get to pressure our government to carry out your pet project, right? Whether you be a Cuban individual in South Florida, whether you be part of the violent faction of the Iranian diaspora that loves watching their
And that is a problem. We do have certain groups in here that try to push America into war to liberate their country that they came from, that they left their country to come here. And now all of a sudden they're lobbying for us to get involved in their country's affairs. That shit gotta stop. That shit, it needs to end today. Like, I don't care if you're Israeli, Cuban, Iranian. Don't bring your country's beef into my country, bro. Keep that shit over there. If you feel that strongly about it, then go fight for it. But don't bring us into it.
Their home country get bombed to smithereens. You don't get to do that. Your priority needs to be the United States. You're here and you should be here because,
like, literally, period, point blank, it needs to be United States. Like, we're tired of you guys bringing your country's beef over here trying to get our soldiers to fight it. And I always did say to these Iranian diaspora guys, I'm like, look, I'm sure we'll be happy to give you guys guns. I know there's about maybe 1 million or more of you guys that live here now. We'll give you guns. You know, you're fighting age males. We'll give you guns. We'll send you to Iran, and good luck. We wish you the best. And if you take out the IRGC, guess what? You'll get what you want. If you don't, well, at least you tried.
you value and prioritize what's best for this country, not whatever your pet project is in terms of foreign policy for your origin country. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I love Armenia, but America comes first. I live here. I was born here. I identify as an American.
Look, I want to be clear about that. So you're Bulgarian American and you love Bulgaria too. No problem. That's not a problem at all. Like, okay, you love Israel for whatever reason. No, of course, whatever, no problem, right? Everybody gets to still have some feelings for where their ancestors came from, etc. Right?
Of course.
But if you then say, no, America must serve Bulgaria. America must give Bulgaria hundreds of billions of dollars. America must attack.
Then you're tripping. At that point, you're tripping. But all right, now let's go on to another one, Valhalla VT. Let's get right into this one as well. So pretty much Israel pretty much takes a dump on Trump. Well, since I don't feel like cursing anymore. But all right, let's get into it, guys. Don't forget to double tap that screen, like the video, guys, and subscribe to the channel, especially if you've been watching a while. You might as well subscribe, guys. Appreciate the support. And if you have any question, comment, jokes, or disagreements, feel free to send in a super chat, PayPal, Venmo, either one. If you send on PayPal and Venmo, doubles your support towards a call-in. All right, guys, let's keep it going.
According to Mer News, Tehran claims Washington locked in a staggering $300 billion in direct reconstruction funds. Even wilder, they're allegedly getting $24 billion in frozen assets unfrozen, with a $12 billion.
And this was been circulating all over. This is what's been coming out all over. Ron just leaked the receipts of the New Deal, and it looks like a total U.S. capitulation. Yeah, it is capitulation. I mean, yes, according to Mir News, Tehran claims Washington locked in a staggering $300 billion in direct reconstruction funds. Even wilder, they're allegedly getting $24 billion in frozen assets, unfrozen, with $12 billion handed over upfront just to sit down at the table. Yeah, and you know it's gonna be funny. Like I said, bro, you're gonna see everybody try to sell this to you as a win, or to just won't even mention it, because I don't even know how you state this and sell it as a win. They just won't even talk about it, guys. Okay.
Billion handed over upfront just to sit down and negotiate. Yeah, spending $100 billion to blow up a bunch of shit just to spend $300 billion more in taxpayer money to repair it. Wow.
Young God, bro, we spent like billions of dollars to blow that shit up, and now we're about to give them billions of dollars to rebuild it. It's like, come on, bro. What the fuck is this? Like, you guys don't understand how bad I really want to go off right now, and I'm containing myself. I'll be real with you, because it's just kind of like I knew this was happening, but it's just like I didn't know it was gonna be this bad, guys. We're paying them $300 billion for destroying their country in a war that we started, that we said we were dominating in, but now we're paying these guys money. $12 billion just to talk, $300 billion for reconstruction. But people will try to sell this as a win. That's crazy. It's crazy. We are definitely somewhere else at this point.
Part of the deal. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. And man, this weekend was a wild one, was it not? And of course, we got to talk about yesterday, one of the most historic days in United States history, Donald Trump's birthday, Freedom 250. And of course, as Donald Trump told you yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday was Donald Trump's birthday. So happy birthday to the president, regardless of how you feel about him. You should be able to wish somebody, well, I know you Dems are pretty much saying, nah, fuck all that. But regardless of how I feel, I mean, or how much you disappointed me, happy birthday, Donald Trump.
That historic peace deal has officially been signed. Yeah, it turns out that both Iran and Israel said absolutely fuck not. We have not signed anything, and even Donald Trump has come out.
Yo, we negotiated a ceasefire. Man, shut your go ass up before we release the Epstein tapes, boy. Goy. Now go do my bidding.
Today,
for the Holy Land, bitch.
And said that the peace deal will actually be signed Friday. Yes, this Friday is the actual signing of the peace deal. So, yeah, wow, shocker. Donald Trump lied about a peace deal for the 39th time. Now, the framework of this deal actually has been put out, and MAGA and Israel are pissed. So we're going to take a look at what's actually in the deal. Holy shit. And also why it's probably never going to go through, because Uncle Bibi has already come out and said that Israel will refuse to sign this peace deal. So, okay. We got a lot to talk about. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Also, guys, make sure to check you weren't unsubscribed by YouTube, because they love to do that. Click that notification bell, click all, so you can hopefully see when I post my videos. All right, let's talk about it. There's a lot to talk about. Let's recap the weekend, of course, because and that brings us to where we are today. So, of course, Donald Trump had claimed yesterday that the deal was already signed. The deal with the Islamic Republic of Iran is now complete. Congratulations to all. I hereby fully authorize the toll-free opening of the Strait of Hormuz, and simultaneously herewith authorize the immediate removal of the United States naval blockade. Ships of the world, start your engines. Let the oil flow. President Donald J. Trump. Absolutely amazing. What's the problem with that? Even in this new memorandum of understanding that hasn't been signed yet, there is still a 30-day window where the Strait of Hormuz will not be opened to ensure.
Bro, Iran leaked the deal. Somebody's asking, how do you know what the deal contains? Because Iran leaked it. Why? Because they were so excited that they got us to capitulate. Like, yeah, I mean, wouldn't you leak this deal too if you were Iran? Boy, I'll be showing it around the world. But I'll take it to my kid and tell, man, look, man, I'm going to go put this on the fridge over your drawing, man. I'm so proud of myself. Like, do you understand what we're dealing with right now? Like, dog, bro, Iranian parliament officials are taking home and putting, like, bro, laminating that deal and putting it in a frame right now. Do you understand what is going on? They're popping bottles in Iran, bro, right now. Like, please tell me how any part of this deal is a win for the United States. Explain the 5D chess behind the deal, please. Man, yeah, maybe I'm missing something. Go ahead, walk me through it. Go ahead.
That the ceasefire peace deal is not broken by our greatest ally. So, yeah, Strait of Hormuz is not open. And again, for all the maggots out there who are trying to say this deal is already reached, no, here's Donald Trump today. Now, I know this is going to shock you to your core that Donald Trump lied about a peace deal being signed, but here you go. Again, 3:57 in the morning. Yeah, wow. That's sundowning dementia really working overtime. If you don't understand why he literally falls asleep all day during his press conferences, well, it's because he's up all night posting on Truth Social. Anyway, I digress. So, like I said, Donald Trump posting today, this great deal will bring peace and security to the whole region. Many presidents have tried to make peace with Iran and have failed before me. The leaders of the region have, for the first time, found a president who can help them achieve real peace. With the opening of the strait upon.
Oh, guys, make sure to double tap that screen and like the video, guys. Let's get the 40 likes by double tapping that screen and like the video, guys. Appreciate support. Make sure you smash the like button as well on the horizontal stream, guys. Appreciate the support. And like I said, any question, comment, jokes, or disagreements, shoot, just go ahead and super chat it in. All right, let's get back to it, guys.
The signing of the deal Friday. For purposes of mine removal, oil will flow on both ends of the region and the world. President Donald J. Trump. Yeah, what happened? I thought the historic peace deal was already signed yesterday. And again, turns out that both Israel and Iran said absolutely.
Like, brother, you ain't got to tell me that. Like, he's like 5D chess. So like, yes, I know, bro. You ain't got to tell me that at this point. I know. New world order, but it's probably, trust me, it's a little more complicated than you even understand at this point, though.
Absolutely not. Nothing is signed. And it's Friday. This Friday is the new day for the deal. Woo! And again, here you go. Reporting. U.S.-Iran peace deal now complete. But declares Trump signing set for June 19th. All right. Also, real quick to understand, there is no peace deal being signed on the 19th. What we have is the potential signing of a memorandum of understanding, which is essentially an agreement to stop bombing each other until a peace deal can be figured out. That's what we're discussing being signed on Friday. Now, let's get to the important part of the video because, oh, yeah, MAGA and especially Israel are fucking furious as basically the deal has been put forward. And I'm going to show you all the publications from the Israeli outfits to show you how pissed off they are, basically claiming that Bibi has been massively embarrassed on the world stage. So, yeah, our greatest ally is most certainly not going to do anything to compromise this deal. So let's take a look at what the actual framework of the deal is starting to look like. All right, so here you go. I'm going to show you the framework of the deal. I'm going to show you the response from the greatest ally lobby on this one. So it says here, Iran just leaked receipts of the new deal, and it looks like a total U.S. capitulation or surrender. According to Mer News, Tehran claims Washington locked in a staggering $300 billion in direct reconstruction funds. Even wilder, they're allegedly getting $24 billion in frozen assets unfrozen, with a $12 billion handed over upfront just to sit down and negotiate. This completely torches Trump's narrative that Iran wouldn't get a single cent. Trump's trapped. This is a massive checkmate. Yes, spending $100 billion to blow up a bunch of shit just to spend $300 billion more in taxpayer money to repair it. Wow, the art of the deal. And of course, Maggie will say this isn't real, but let's look at reporting coming out of the Israeli outlets to show you exactly this. All right, from the Jerusalem Post, Trump's new Iran deal repeats the same dangerous mistakes. All right, the U.S. and Iran signaled last week they were close to a deal possibly signed in Geneva. The reported framework, a memorandum of understanding, like I told you, opening another 60-day negotiating period, like I told you, not a peace deal at all. The reopening of the Strait of Hormuz, possible access to frozen assets, and understandings affecting Lebanon. Israel wasn't party to the talks. Officials are left repeating that Trump understands Israel's concerns. But understanding is not agreement. And in the Middle East, 60 days is enough time for facts on the ground to change. Iran can move material, harden facilities, and cast every other delay as other side acting in bad faith. Or to say Tehran's already collapsing tunnels and booby-trapped interests as if preparing to back out once U.S. forces thin. Worse, Iran doesn't threaten our greatest ally through uranium alone. It threatens our greatest ally through missiles, drones, Hezbollah, the Houthis, and militias in Iraq and Syria. A deal about nuclear material that ignores those delivery systems and proxy networks cannot claim to guarantee Israeli security.
All right, then y'all go. Like I said, y'all go handle it yourself because our self-interest ends with the uranium. Believe it or not. Look, remember what they keep saying? Oh, well, they get a nuke, they'll hit you guys too. Fantastic. Great. We'll go ahead and solve the uranium. We'll make sure they're only to enrich at 3.6%, and then we're leaving. And if you guys want to take care of their proxies and their missiles that can't reach us, then that's on you. All right, Israel. So go ahead and handle your interest without us. That's all we ask. That's all we're asking, guys. It's not a big ask for you to go ahead and handle your own shit. Like, that's not too big of an axe right there. We should be able to get that out of you guys since you're our biggest ally. You're our greatest ally, right? Friendliest person in the Middle East towards us, right? Right.
Well, guess fucking what? It's not the United States' responsibility to keep your country secure. So do it your fucking self, A. But B, as you can see, they aren't happy, which means this deal actually probably is the best case scenario for everyone else. Check this one out from the Israeli Hayom. Trump targets Netanyahu as Iran deal opponents face threat, reprisal. All the way at any cost, the U.S. president has adopted his Middle East envoy's position on Iran, and the price could be steep. At the same time, he has embraced a hostile narrative towards Netanyahu, in line with President J.D. Vance's view that the prime minister is trying to derail the deal. Senior U.S. officials are warning that anyone who dares oppose the chosen direction in Iran will pay a personal price. And from the insider paper, just in, President Trump told Axios, why did Bibi have to fucking attack? I was so pissed off. I let him know. He has no fucking judgment. I let him know that. Whoa, trouble in paradise? Interesting. So is Donald Trump actually finally standing up for himself, standing up for the country, taking a stand against our greatest ally and the Israeli lobby? Well, if I had to guess, that's a tough sell to think that he's actually standing up for this, but who knows? Maybe he is. Maybe we have a new America First Donald Trump on our hands that's finally going to put his foot down against our greatest ally. We'll see. Now, Donald Trump finds himself in a very precarious political position right now with all this. Obviously, the decision to enter this war was an abject disaster. He's completely pissed off, 70% of the country. What's his approval rate? 32%. And just politically, you basically have the entire America First conservative base that has completely abandoned him, doesn't support him at all, hates his guts. But what you also have now is, now that Donald Trump is floating, ending the war in Iran under terrible circumstances for our greatest ally, you also have his own base now furious with him for ending the war. Talk about having your dick trapped in a proverbial bear trap. Donald Trump is hated for being in the war and is also going to be hated for ending the war. Rough times out there. Now, of course, what to understand, we are nowhere near a peace deal currently. We are nearing the potential signing of a memorandum of understanding that would give a 60-day ceasefire to further discuss a peace deal. And that could be destroyed at any moment from anything like, I don't know, our greatest ally bombing Lebanon at any point in the next, 8 weeks, 2 months. If that were to happen, the entire deal would fall through. What is the likelihood that nothing goes wrong in the next 60 days when our greatest ally has already said they will refuse to adhere to this deal or stop bombing Lebanon? Well, the United States has one decision and one decision only. Does it restrain Israel or not? And Joe Kent has actually put out a suggestion to Donald Trump on this. So Joe Kent is advising that the United States completely cut off all funding to Israel to ensure that peace remains in place. So the reality is,
yeah, and hopefully we can do that instead of, getting in. I mean, here's the thing, I want to show you guys this video that kind of shows why we kind of support Israel, which is a bit disturbing. But let's get right into it, this video right here.
You think you know why the U.S. backs Israel? You're wrong.
What's the truth?
It's not blackmail. It's not shared values. Israel runs the only human laboratory on Earth, a place where you can test population control tech under the cover of war.
A lab?
Journalist Anthony Lowenstein calls Gaza the perfect laboratory. Drones, AI targeting, facial recognition. Every tool is tested on Palestinians before it's sold worldwide.
And that's why the U.S. backs them.
Chris Hedges said it straight. The Palestinians are human laboratory rats to the Israeli military, tried out on the captive population, often with lethal results.
So the tech gets battle-tested in Gaza, then sold abroad?
Exactly. That's why Israeli arms exports hit $19 billion in 2025. And the U.S. isn't just buying, it's integrating. Section 224 of the new defense bill fuses U.S. and Israeli military tech into one system. AI, cyber, biotech, everything.
So the same surveillance used on Palestinians
will be used on you, in your cities, at your borders, on your phone. The lab was never just about them. It was practice.
Solarcast runs on.
Yep, and that's why you shouldn't be supporting what's going on Gaza, because it could always be used on you. And shoot, Lord forbid, it might be coming to you. But all right, now let's get into Megyn Kelly.
New York Times, Trump and J.D. Vance both have electronically signed the framework agreement with Mohammed Bagher Ghalibaf, one of the leaders of Iran's war effort. So we've signed a deal, and we don't exactly know what the deal is, but we're getting some hints. So the New York Times had a long interview with Donald Trump, and he said that it will ultimately assure